here. 877-853-5247. Meeting ID is esports extra. That is 377-678-9872. Hit the pound button twice to join the show. Thursday, January 21st. Larry Ridley here, SNY TV, little NBC Sports, little Madden, fellow NBA 2K League. We got four today. Not bad. Got the four horsemen. We'll go down south to Texas, deep in the heart of Texas. We'll go down to the southeastern portion of the state, H-Town, sitting in the Harris County jail, sending all my love.
Like we need another intro song for Houston. Like I'm gonna find something because that's not it.
What? Chopped and screwed? You want chopped and screwed?
We can roll with that. That's better than sitting in the Harris County jail.
Chopped and screwed. I remember the first time I heard that, I was like, come on, y'all.
Oh, wow, baby.
What y'all doing down there? Really?
What's up? Yeah, I know, right? What's up, Kelly? Kels?
I'm chilling, man. Happy to be here. I missed you guys yesterday, so I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, we have to make sure we got the 7 p.m. Eastern time slot so we can get Kels back in here. Larry Ridley was tripping yesterday, so I apologize to you, Kelly, for interrupting.
It's fine. You had pressing matters to handle. It's fine.
Pressing matters. Yes. Hey, Willie, what's up, man?
You're good with it.
Northwest of Kill. Is that right on the map? Is that right?
About 4 hours.
Yep. What's good with it?
What's up, man? You in an undisclosed bunker?
Yeah, I am.
In the basement.
Yeah. Everything's all to the good.
Is that the man cave? Is that one of those hideaway spots, man, like they have in the Capitol?
I don't know if it's one of those, man. You won't hear me in here listening to Gloria. I think they got you. No. Hey, shout out to Laura Branigan. I like Laura Branigan too, man.
You do? Okay. All right.
Yes, sir. Self-control, all of that. Yeah.
I remember Gloria. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's nothing like 80s rock, dude. Like
facts.
Man, boy.
Facts.
Road trip, 90s R&B and 80s rock.
90s R&B.
Man.
Yeah.
Rolling.
Get you there.
Rolling.
Yeah.
He's in you're in Brooklyn, right? Karnowski.
Canarsie.
Sister, right?
No, that's Beth Iverson, I'm in Canarsie.
Okay, Karnowski, got it. All right. Everybody ready to roll here?
Let's go.
That's right.
All right, we'll take your phone calls live, 877-853-5247. Meeting ID is esports extra. That is 377-678-9872. Hit the pound button twice to join the show. All right, we're talking NBA. We'll get into some of that. The Nets, Joel Embiid. We'll talk about his MVP candidacy, if you will. AFC Championship game coming up this weekend on Sunday. NFC Championship game as well. The NFL down to the Final Four. Phillip Rivers calling it a career. Played more years than he has kids, which that was a lot of people would be surprised.
Yeah, right.
What he's got, like 9?
9, yeah.
I got kids, man.
That's a lot of work for that lady.
Man, boy.
Yeah, for it.
Yeah, I'm always talking about, man, I got kids. I got not 4, but 4 kids. And Phillip Rivers like, man, I got more than double that, dog. So
Cromartie said, hold my beer.
Oh,
Facts.
I'm going to leave that one alone.
He had twins. He had twins through. He had twins through a vasectomy. That's
the force. The force is strong. Force is strong with him.
That's potent, is what you're saying.
Yeah, he might give you a high five and get pregnant.
Wow. You stay over there. All right, let's go ahead and get started, guys. Nets big 3 last night, guys. Don't know if any of you guys saw the game last night. I really didn't. I saw some highlights. Big 3 finally together for the Brooklyn Nets. Kyrie, KD, and James Harden. KD had 38. Kyrie had 37. So that's 75. Harden had 21. They combined for what, 96? Is my math correct? Somebody correct me on that. And they still lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Colin Sexton went off for 42. Went to double overtime.
Young Bull is that dude, though.
Young
Bull is that dude.
I remember him from Alabama. Absolutely, Roll Tide, man.
With Avery.
Absolutely. What did you guys think about the Nets? My first impression was, it looks great. James Harden had a triple-double. Boy, they couldn't stop a nosebleed last night, Willie?
That'll be one of the things that they'll have to really get together. When you look at a team and you watch them, the offensive part, especially when they're that talented, the offensive part comes easy. Where you really start looking at connectivity with respect to a team is when you see what happens on the defensive end of the floor. And they haven't played any games together. This is their first game together. Kyrie just came back. They haven't practiced together either. So I would expect their defensive connectivity to be better. Also, too, they're
Well,
going
it
to have
can't
to
get any
get some
worse when you give up
contributions.
damn near $150.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it can be worse. It
Yeah.
can be. It can be. I've seen it be worse.
Well, you're going back to the 80s, and you're going back to the 80s NBA, huh?
No, no,
165 to
no.
158.
It can be worse. It can be worse. But I expect KD, one with KD and DeAndre Jordan, I expect those guys to be better in terms of contesting shots. That's one of the things that KD did in Golden State, was contesting shots, protecting the rim for them. And so I expect them to be better in that regard. But again, those bench guys, they're going to have to get some more contributions for them. So I'm certainly not ready to jump off the ledge now. This team will be there in the end for sure. Just too much firepower, and they'll get it right defensively.
Kelly, you look at the Nets. No one's worried about the offense, but I do worry about the bench. They have to give up some of that to get James Harden, clearly. But man, defensively, what are they going to do in the middle? Right now, they look like a more glorified our team, the Boston Celtics. They look like a more glorified green team right now. That's what they look like. They've got nothing down low. DeAndre in spurts the last couple of games, but last night, nothing was there.
That's what we talked about. What was it last week? When all of this went down, like they need to get a big in there, and it doesn't even have to be like a superstar. It could be a mid-tier guy. Like when you have, your stars on the exterior, the three of those, like those three of those guys, and we couldn't win a game. Like, come on now. Like the bench, y'all couldn't score zero, no points. Like, come on now. But they got to get a big in there. It doesn't have to be somebody that's outstanding, but somebody that can fall in the system, because you're already going to have, three guys that want the ball. So you're going to have to find somebody that fits into that system, that doesn't mind taking a back seat, and a role player. So if they get that, then, I think they'll definitely be unstoppable. What I saw last night was really good from the highlights. I didn't watch the game. But I think, I'm like, hey, Willie, I'm not about to jump off the ledge like that. That's going to be a powerful team. And once they get that flow together, I think that they'll make a very good run for it.
So 96 of their 135 last night, right? Because Cleveland won by 12, outscored them 20-8, I believe, in that second overtime. So 147 to 135. D-Dubs, defense. Any concern there, or is this just a one-off?
You gotta commit to defense.
Does anybody really commit in the regular season, though?
Yeah, but that's the whole thing with the NBA. To me, personally, I think it's 82 preseason games, if you ask me, honestly. That's what I think it is. I don't think the regular season means a whole lot. And these guys, you got to play some defense. You can't score that many points and lose. They gave up like 64 points in the paint, 50% from the field. They're not playing any D. They're obviously not boxing out. And there's no excuses. We talked about them a couple of weeks ago when it was just a two. And you asked, well, are you expect them to win the championship? Now that they have the three, anything other than a championship is unacceptable.
Yes, we talked about that last week. Absolutely.
Unacceptable. So
not get there.
You have to win it. In this city, there's no excuses. You got to win it. They're expecting a parade. So this is their time. It's January. They need to get it together. But you can't have that kind of offensive performance like last night and not come up with the W. Go to double overtime. It's not
you think of the last teams that had three All-Stars on one team? They all won titles. Boston, Miami, teams like that, they won titles.
And then you kind of wonder with all the extra drama that's going on with Kyrie, and you still got your boy out of shape. That could kind of derail things too. We got to wait to see what happens. But you already early in the season already had a somewhat of a dust up with Kyrie not playing. It just don't need the drama. And that's why sometimes it's like it looks good on paper, but you just never know what could derail this whole thing. If Kyrie gets in his feelings again, he doesn't want to play. It's a long season, but that defensive point of it, they got to get that together.
Any concern about Kyrie, guys? Anybody worried about him going off the reservation again? There will be another episode. Mark it down. There will be another episode, whether it's injury or just, you know,
You
mental
don't
health
know
break.
with him. You don't know.
Yeah.
You can't. To me, he seems unpredictable. Maybe he thinks differently, but they just got here, and already it's like you got issues that are not even to me on the court issues, and then not even playing defense. So hopefully it'll work out. But as long as those three are here, this city expects them to win a championship.
Kelly and A. Willie, I want to hear from both of you guys. Any concern with the way Marks and those guys are handling Kyrie? Kid's glove. I understand it. He's a superstar, but I mean, can you just let the guy just? I mean, it's Dennis Rodman all over again. This was Brooklyn's last
Yeah, I
dance
mean,
right
it's
here.
but
Dennis.
he's not flying to Vegas to like do lines off of a somebody's butt. So there's that.
He is missing
Um,
time. I mean, he's
so he's
missing
missing
time.
time. And like if the management, if they're backing him or they say that they understand what's happening, like sometimes stuff happens in house that isn't for the public, isn't for us to know exactly what's happening. Um, when I look at him when he gives his press conferences or when he's talking on Zoom to reporters, he just has this like sad look on his face. Like he looks like he's carrying something extra. But then if you read about all the stuff that he's done off the court, he's really been making these silent moves in the community that I do love. But he just seems troubled, like something like
Where's his heart at? That's what I want to know because that's what I'm trying to get at.
That's
I
the
mean,
kind of.
I don't know. I honestly can't speak to that, but I know the look on a man's face when he's carrying a load that he shouldn't be carrying, or there's something that is really, really bothering him or troubling his soul. And that's what I see when I look at him. And not even that I feel so sorry, because I know there's a level of professionalism we all have to have. We all have to fight through things that's a burden for us to carry. And when you're doing it with M's in your bank account over,
A lot
a
easier.
regular job, it's a little bit easier to be like, man, fuck that job. I ain't even going today, instead
Yeah.
of having the force of knowing that like I have to go and I
Gotta
still
eat.
have to fight through this. Right.
Hey,
So
Willie, real quickly, is it fair to question his heart or his commitment level? Is that fair?
I say when you look at everything that's been going on, that is fair. That's fair. I can't say that that's not fair. As Kelly was saying, I look at him and think the same thing. And it's not necessarily just because, and I do believe this as well, just because you are a professional athlete, I don't think it's necessarily your responsibility to tell everything that's going on in your life either. You don't owe that to anybody. And so with that being said, I don't know what he's carrying. I don't know what's going on, but when you look at him, outside of the basketball thing, I'm concerned about him as a brother, and
Mm.
look at him and just hope everything is okay as a brother. Because again, as Kelly said, rather, like I love all the things that he's doing outside of basketball and have for a long time, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't concerned.
Sure. There's a fine line because I like him. I think what he tries to do and what he stands for and his commitment to social justice causes second to none. You got to respect that. What he's done, buying George Floyd family a house and giving money to the WNBA. We talked about this a couple of days ago. You got to applaud all of that. It just seems like there's always something with him going on the last, I guess we can call it 3 or 4 years maybe. I'd like to see some of that. Look, I want him healthy. I want him, I want him sane. I want him to have peace of mind, and I want to see him, lead this team to the finals and be the great player that he can be. And all the other stuff, let that, be fodder for somebody else. That's what we're kind of rooting for.
Can I say this
Yeah,
real
quick
quick,
one.
LL?
Yep, yep.
The crazy part about watching him, so we're watching Kyrie and not play for as long as he played, come back and drop 37, right? And then we're watching James Harden do what he did, and we're saying how out of shape he is. This is his second or third game with his new team, and he's got a triple double.
Triple dub. Yeah.
Again, if they get to the point where when they get in that kind of end of the season playoff mode, this is scary for everybody.
Sure.
It's as James said, it's scary movies.
I want to feel like that in
Right.
life. You're right about
Yeah.
that. That's the way I'd like to
and
feel in
then
life. So
we
yeah.
also got to think like what Kyrie's what 28 and
820 something.
like yeah, giving some grace of like, you know, athletes, we watch them grow up.
This is their prime. This is his prime right here.
Yeah, yes, but I mean, we watch him.
But
I mean, but 28 in the scope of life isn't old either.
What year did he come out?
So you have to watch somebody.
2011.
11.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we watch.
Yeah,
yeah,
right
he's
after
28.
LeBron left.
Yeah. So we're watching a boy go to a man, and in a troublesome time. So yes, I'm all for professionalism. You got to show up, but I mean, there is that there plenty of people go through this kind of stuff all the time that we just don't see it play out on camera.
Sure. Well, you got to show up and you got to show out, and he did the second part, and
he
actually did the first part
exactly.
He showed out, and then he showed up too.
Yeah, from the birthday party to 37.
Just going back to what
I think his sister had like a 30-something birthday, so it matched up right there. Real quickly, Dinos, we got to go to the next one. Real quick, go ahead.
Well, just going back to what A. Willie just said, same when he said just now about I just thought about Kobe. And he said if they, when he was talking about if they ever focused and got their stuff together, the first thing that came to my mind was Kobe talking about Shaq.
Kobe and Shaq.
if Shaq ever really took it seriously and got his butt into shape, what could he have really been? And Shaq is phenomenal, but he bullied everybody. Last couple of things on this, the way Kyrie kind of acts to me, he does some great things off the court. I would not be shocked if somewhere during the season he says, "I don't want to play anymore." He walks.
You know what? I don't know if it's going to happen, but I don't think it's out of the realm. I'm with you on that. I really.
We always especially with football.
He's a different cat. He's a different.
Yeah, we want dogs. Yeah. We want guys that love this game. I don't know. Do we think he loves this game right now? It's like he might have other things going on. I don't know if basketball is the most important thing to him right now.
Yeah, he would drive Belichick crazy. I'll tell you that.
And you want to know that when he steps on the court, he's going to give his teammates 110%. He's there. They can count on him every night. And we don't know that about him right now.
All right.
He might be going through something. I don't know, but
they got the Cavs tomorrow night, back to back with the Cleveland Cavaliers tomorrow, so they can get. Sad that we're saying this, so they'll get some sort of revenge on poor Cleveland tomorrow night. I think they will. It wouldn't surprise if they win by 30 tomorrow night. Joel Embiid took it to our C's last night. Of course, we didn't have Jason Tatum last night. He should be coming back from the COVID protocol here in the next few days. Maybe we'll get him the next game or two. What do you think about Joel Embiid and more specifically Marcus Smart basically saying he flails and he flops? And Joel Embiid came back. And do you think right now, where would you put him in the MVP conversation? You got to give it up to Joel Embiid. The process, man, I trust it right now. He's been balling. I really like the way he's playing right now. He freaking dominated my C's last night, but he should. I mean, we ain't got nobody bigger than 6'10", so he should. Kelly, what do you think since we're talking about the green team?
I think that it's so early to have a MVP talk. We don't know what's happening tomorrow. Much less. Yeah, this is like the warm up. This is to me, of course, I love watching sports, so I watch basketball, but this is the boring part of basketball. This is the figure it out time, the, get in better shape time. So I don't think that, having a, MVP or the dunk of the season, niggas ain't even really got out there yet. They ain't even really got out there yet. So, but I do think he's a phenomenal player and agreed on the flopping. But I mean, he's a phenomenal player. Really electric to watch, but I think it's way too early to talk MVP talk. We don't know what's going to happen.
Fair enough. But if we did talk early MVP prognosticators, as we are talking MVP, as prognosticators, D-Dubs, where would you rank him? Where would you rate Embiid right now? Definitely getting some votes. I think definitely top 5. Can you name someone right now that deserves it more than Joel Embiid? I had a hard time thinking about that myself.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone, but I know that people have been waiting for this guy for a long time.
Maybe Luka? I mean, come on, A. Willie? I mean,
Nikola Jokic, averaging a triple-double, leading the league in assists at the center spot.
Fair enough.
But Philly's playing better though. So go ahead, D. I'm
I mean, it seems like Doc is there, and Doc got these guys playing. So they always talked about this guy's potential. Hopefully, I guess Doc has gotten there and he's tapped in, and the guy's buying into the program. And so far, so good. Just hopefully he can stay healthy and keep it going. And maybe 2 more months from now, we might be saying this guy's the MVP of the league.
We can have some serious conversations.
Yeah.
Going forward. All right. More prognosticating, right? So, hey, Will, you brought up you brought up Joker.
I ain't no joke. I used to let the mic smoke, man.
Hey. Sit down and make sure it's broke.
Yeah.
It's funny. We're thinking, and we both shout out 2 European players. I said Luka, you said Joker. So that's let you know where our heads are. And it also lets me know that Kelly was right. It's early as hell right now. But,
right. And KD though. KD.
There's a lot of factors of people that we are forgetting just because it's so early. Like it's too early to call the race. It's very much level.
Yeah. KD is out there slaughtering folks.
With his rebuilt knee, honey.
Man, he is out there, with James, and then of course the Kyrie stuff. It's overshadowing how great KD is playing. This dude is out here killing people.
Yeah. The big 3 against the Bucks the other night too to win that game.
Yeah. He is just man. But no, I like what Joel Embiid is doing. I definitely like what he's doing, and I like Joel Embiid, and I was. In the camp of they shouldn't move Joel Embiid. They shouldn't move Ben Simmons. They got to figure it out around those dudes.
You keep one, I'm keeping Joel. I'm sorry.
But I'm saying before I'm thinking long and hard before I'm giving up one of them.
Oh,
because but I'm certainly Joel Embiid. I love Joel Embiid, and he's definitely playing well. And I love what he's doing. Love what he's doing. 2 years ago, he had an amazing year, and the crazy part about it is sometimes with these great players that we're talking about, the standard that they're graded by is their own standard. So Joel Embiid had that amazing year 2 years ago when the Sixers came within that shot that Kawhi made of going to the Eastern Conference Finals. He had an amazing year. Then last year, instead of being at 28-13, last year he was at 23-12, and people are like, what's going on with Joel Embiid? It's like, well, he's being graded against himself. That's when you made it.
And
so
Ben Simmons got hurt at the end too. So
yeah. But when people were knocking his year, they're saying what's wrong with him, as if but he's being graded against himself. But I love Joel Embiid, man, and I want to continue to see more of this out of him. And as everybody was saying, we need to see this performance extended before we start talking that MVP stuff.
Real quickly, I'm asking you guys, you think the Sixers are real threats in the East? Remember, that was the team I kept pointing to once the NBA season started back in December. I said, look, we know about the Celtics, we know about the Heat, we know about the Bucks, we know about the Nets. The Nets should win the East. I think the Celtics can get there. They can get anything down low. But I said the Sixers are the wild card. That's the one team, if they're whole and playing well, that's the one team that's a hell of a damn nightmare, a matchup nightmare. Y'all buying the Sixers? Maybe Eastern Conference Finals? Not saying the favorites. Can they get to the conference finals? Real quick, D-Dubs.
Oh, definitely. You got Doc's there. When you got a big man, a number 5, really playing, it elevates the team because 5s don't grow on trees. So he's tapped into something. He got this guy playing to his potential. So yeah, they're definitely going to be there after missing it last year.
Hey, I think there were some conversations with KG too. Shout out Garnett.
Yeah.
Hey, what up, fam?
Area 21.
Hey.
So what do you think? Hey, Willie, you buying the Sixers?
I am. Again, we say this a lot about everybody. Of course, it's a make or miss league, but especially for them, if they're making shots, man, they're tough.
Yeah.
Very tough.
Kels?
Absolutely. Barring injuries and anything crazy COVID life happening, absolutely.
All right, good stuff. All right, we'll go to football now. AFC Championship game coming up this weekend. Patrick Mahomes did have his helmet, so that's a good sign there. They're optimistic that he'll play with that, I don't know if you want to call it a concussion, chokehold, strangulation, whatever the hell you want to call it, in the protocol. He's starting to clear those steps in the concussion protocol. Who you guys got this weekend? We're 3 days away. AFC Championship game. You got the Bills and the Mafia. or are you going with Chiefs Kingdom? D-Dubs?
Well, if I'm a betting man, which I am, first I will say any one of these 4
Does
teams.
your wife know that? Does your wife know you? You spending the daggone family money?
Okay. No,
hide the money. Hide the money.
No. I'm not reckless with it, but I would say that any one of these 4 teams can hoist that trophy in a couple of weeks. Any one of them. All 4 of them have quarterbacks, but if I had to bet on it, I would have to go Kansas City with Mahomes, and in the NFC, I have to go with one of my favorite guys, and that's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is he's by far my favorite quarterback, and he's always been the one guy when my team used to play him that would scare me before the game started because I just never knew with him what he was going to do. And he's not a statue back there. He's capable of moving around. And I think this is a redemption year for him because I honestly feel, I was saying before the show, I see him, I see Roy Jones. Y'all must have forgot.
That I'm nice with these.
Yeah, this
is what I do.
Oh, boy.
And I will say this, though. I love seeing history. I love witnessing history. And when Brady was in New England, I would never root for the Patriots. But I root for him in Tampa. You know, it would be a nice little story if they were able to beat the Packers and go on and win that thing in Tampa, which has never been done. The host team
never won it,
never won it, and then him do it without Belichick. That's a tremendous story. That's just the topping on the cake.
But see, you trying to start, some stuff, man. It's put, with some strife between. Our Boston fans and us Patriots fans. We ain't trying to hear all that.
No, listen. I guarantee you, Patriots fans are rooting for Tom.
Oh man,
the Patriots fans are rooting for Tom.
They probably would root for Tom. Or most of them are like me, like, no, we ain't trying to start no stuff up in here. Don't do that.
They rooting for Tom. They root for Grunk.
You worry about your team. You worry about your team.
You take a poll, I guarantee you they root for Tom and Grunk.
They probably are, but that ain't none of your business, Derwin. Stop doing that.
Just saying.
No, you're right about that. Hey, Willie, your thoughts here? Who you got this weekend? Oh, you never told me, Derwin. Who you got in the AFC Championship game?
I'm going Green Bay.
Oh, I said AFC. We're going to
AFC. Patrick, Mahomes. Patrick. Mama calling Patrick. I'm calling Patrick.
Yeah, she said it. She said it's not Pat.
It's Patrick.
It ain't Pat.
That's what she said.
His mama calling Patrick.
His name Patrick.
Hey, it ain't Project Pat either. Hey, Willie, make that thing clap when I see. Tell me now. It's the baddest. Ay, ay, ay. It's so mouth. Chicken dollars. Oh, my bad. Holla at a chicken. What? Chicken boy, please.
Kel, you know the words.
Oops, wrong hole where she said in the shower.
Hey, look.
I'm gonna stop right now. That's
see, you always push the limits. You push the limits.
It's the baddest. It's the baddest. Go ahead, hey Willie, my bad, man.
Man, I was trying my best. I was sitting here on my hands making so I wouldn't participate, man. AFC, I'm going with the Chiefs. Of course, assuming Patrick Mahomes plays and he's at full capacity, whatever full capacity looks like at this point of the season, because everybody's hurt at this point. But, but I'm going with the Chiefs again, and the reason why I'm going with the Chiefs is because I think that they can win a game however you want it. They can high side on you and win game and put 45 on you. But if it calls for winning 20, scoring 20, they can win a game that way as well. So, for me, I'm going with the Chiefs, especially since it's an Arrowhead. I'm going there.
Kels, Chiefs Kingdom, Kansas City.
All right. So my head.
Oh boy, head and heart
says yes. I'm conflicted over here. So my head says Chiefs, but my heart really says Bills, just because
you're emotional. You're going with your heart.
I am. First of all, relax. Second of all.
You're Cancer, right? You're Cancer.
I am, but
yeah, my girl now, she's a Cancer, so yeah, you're emotional. You gonna
tell her call me. I'll get her through her problems. But hey, so when a team is riding high like the Bills are, generally it comes back to not pay them off. You know what I mean? Because it's like they haven't been there in a very, very, very long time. The momentum kind of runs out. The moment gets too big. but they've been playing some damn good ball, like some great ball. Um, I know that Patrick Mahomes is not going to be 100 if he plays. He had a concussion. I don't care what nobody says to me. I know what I feel. He's got the toe thing that's, not a thing. So, God, I just feel like I'm gonna pick the Bills.
Ooh, you're going Bills.
I'm gonna pick the Bills. I'm gonna be the different one, but
I'm
it's
gonna
gonna be
go.
a good game.
I'm gonna go Chiefs, but I think they will not repeat. I think they'll lose the Super Bowl because I said they wouldn't win the Super Bowl. They wouldn't repeat. So that would have to be my stance on that. So we'll see. We'll see how I guess engaged or how Patrick looks and how he feels health wise come Sunday. But it should be a good game, man. I, I'm a little worried about the Bills because they didn't play good against the Ravens. They really
Yeah,
didn't.
they gotta stop the
They
run.
only
Like they
scored
they
like
got a
10 points.
problem. Yeah, they got a
Yeah,
problem with stopping the run. Like anytime you can take it up the middle on a team, like that's like the ultimate sign of disrespect.
sure.
So let me come back. Let me circle back. Let me digest this.
Nope, it's on wax. That's what we're going with. For the Chiefs, I think third straight championship game they've hosted. Pretty
It
big deal.
is. Only
Lost to New
team
England
ever to
2 years
do it
ago.
in NFL history.
Yeah, yeah. I was about to
Yeah.
say. I know New England has played in a bunch, but they didn't host them all. So yeah, good stuff there. We'll see about that. So NFC, Durham was just talking about it. Packers and Bucks. Brady and Rodgers meeting for the third time. They've both split, won each other's homes. I think 2014, the Packers won. It was a great game. 2 years ago, I think the Patriots got the better of Green Bay. Well, they actually beat them by more, actually by like 17, something like that. But third meeting, second one in at Lambeau. Who you guys got? Who you guys got? Sorry, I think some alert just came in on my computer. That was weird.
I got the Packers. I got Aaron Rodgers. It's in Green Bay. Green Bay is a totally different animal because you don't know what kind of weather you're gonna get. It could be snowing. It could be cold as hell. The tundra might be frozen. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has had a phenomenal year. And they're both games are rematches because both teams have already played. Same thing with Kansas City. They played Buffalo already this year. So
it was up in Buffalo. Yep.
Yep. And Aaron Rodgers, that's the game they got waxed.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
They did.
And Aaron Rodgers don't forget nothing. So this is payback time. So I expect Rodgers and those guys to be focused. I expect a really good game, and I expect Green Bay to win the game.
Wow. Okay. You got Green Bay. Hey, Willie, who you got? Go Pack, go.
This is a tough one. This is a very tough one because I'm sort of like Kelly, how she was talking about the Chiefs and Bills. My heart, I want the Packers to win. My head says Tom Brady's going to do this,
Really?
but in the end, I'm going to have to go with the Packers because I want to see Aaron Rodgers do this, and this is great for the NFL because they finally get, instead of us getting it in the Super Bowl like we were talking about, we're getting in the NFC Championship game where we get Brady against Rodgers. It's kind of like the great Kobe and LeBron finals that we didn't get. So, right. So to see it now in the NFC Championship game, a lot riding on this. Brady has a chance to make history in terms of hosting that Super Bowl at home.
But this is his 14th championship game?
Yeah.
He played 13 and won 9 when he was in New England.
Yeah. So I'm going to pick the Packers. I want to see Aaron Rodgers do this.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't shock me if they don't, but I want to see the Packers win it.
Kills? Pack?
I'm going Green Bay. I think that Green Bay, they understand how Tom plays as a quarterback in New England and in
Did they
Tampa.
understand in the regular season when they got their asses smashed?
Yeah. I mean, relax, son. We got this.
That's something Rodgers would say too. Relax.
He's got this. I think they're gonna take up the tempo really fast in the first half because everybody knows that Tom Brady's a second half quarterback. He is the master of going in the locker room and looking for the adjustment, making the adjustment, and then capitalizing on whatever mistakes you are making. So I know that Aaron Rodgers fully understands that, and they are going to run it up the first half.
Wow. Okay.
I think that my husband and I have this conversation because I think Tom Brady's GOAT. Like, I mean, he's cute, but I mean, he's also GOAT.
No,
And he says nobody is more deadly than Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers. He
Rodgers.
never feared playing anybody more than Aaron Rodgers. He's like, it would be funny when they would line up in whatever, coverages, and Aaron Rodgers would call it out before they're even set. And he's like, I just don't know how he would do that. And he was like, he would do it while laughing and being like, oh yeah, 54 is the mic. They're running this, they're running that. And he's like, but how? Like, how? So I think
Well,
that he's
Brady's
got
pretty
deadly
cerebral
instinct.
too. Brady's cerebral too.
He says that, I mean, he swears A-Rod is it. Like,
He is.
he's like by far. And he's fast. Like, you know, he had the pleasure of sacking Tom Brady twice. So there's always that. And then, he's like, Aaron Rodgers, you give him an inch to run and you better get your ass down that field because he is hauling ass. So
Yeah, he can scoot.
yeah,
Deceptive. Yep.
I think it'll be a very good game. I think it'll be gunslinging at the end of the game. And I'm looking forward to it because I think that, I love high intensity football. Like, I don't like conservative football. So I think you have two, teams that are gonna go, like, it's gonna be a headbanger. I'm with it.
You know what? I'm thinking. I'm going to go ahead and say I think the Bucks are going to win it. It just seems like the stars are aligning. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's what I'm
Brady,
saying.
Kansas City. Another meeting to the Golden Boys. The old guy. Look, it's going to be an old guy versus a young guy in the Super Bowl, and I'm going to take the old guy, whoever that old guy is. Whoever represents the NFC, I'm taking them in the Super Bowl. I'm just putting it out there. Yeah, I think the AFC was stronger from top to bottom, but I'm going with the NFC this year in the Super Bowl. So
Right.
we'll see how that works out. Because there really hasn't really been any dominance, recently. Which with the conferences in the Super Bowl, Patriots have won a bunch, but they really never back to back since the early 2000s. So it's been going back and forth there. So yeah, like you said, the Bucks won in the regular season. It was a dominant performance. I think the Bucks defense is going to be the story. I love their offense.
That's what facts.
Can they get a stop? That's all.
Right.
Hey, Willie, can they get a stop? Can they?
Right.
Can they cover in the back end, and can they get pressure on Mahomes with just or A-Rod in this game with just four? I don't want them blitzing A-Rod. I do not want to see that because they ain't got nobody that can cover Devontae Adams.
Zero.
And I just kind of peeked at the weather report. It's going to be high of 28, low of 18, and a 50% chance of snow.
Snow is coming this way early
What
next
about
week.
the wind? Is it going to be windy in there? Because that's always a factor.
Yeah, that Buffalo and Ravens game.
Oh my God, a hot mess.
Right.
The ball looked like a leaf in the wind.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I've never seen it. Yeah, the tundra is no joke. I went to a game there one time and I was like, or not ever again. I'm tropical.
The funny thing is the Packers are talking about, trying to, bring some heat against Tom. So I'm like, Green Bay, look, I don't think their defense is as bad as it's been in the last handful of years, but I don't think it's as good as it looks and how it's played this year either.
They got corners, though. They got a secondary, though.
They got decent, but it ain't like, it ain't Baltimore. It ain't New England that good. You know what I'm saying? Do you want to leave Mike Evans and Antonio Brown and those guys one-on-one all game? Slow your roll, Green Bay. I'm just saying.
I would do it.
You would?
Yeah.
And your ass would lose too.
No, they got a secondary. Amos and the two corners.
Yeah, they got a secondary. Look, it ain't slow. I just don't think it's as good as people think. That's all.
They have the personnel that you can take your shots.
Well,
they have the personnel.
Well, they better get. I think they can take their shots with their front four. I don't think they need to throw the kitchen sink. And what they're saying is bring our fastball. Like, no, slow down.
Stop talking about your game plan in the media, man.
The one weakness that Green Bay has had throughout the year, there are times they can't stop the run. If Tampa's going to make any hay, Fournette's got to run the football. They got to be able to run the football.
Mm-hmm.
They can make some progress running the football. But if they can't run the ball, then and you leave it all on Tom, is it? Antonio Brown is banged up.
He is a little bit. Yep.
He was non-existent in that last game.
He really hasn't been. He hasn't been anything for most of the season, which is scary. That's the scary part. And Mike Evans has had the case of the drops. They've been, they've had some issues being on the same page. But I believe that game was back in October. Didn't Tampa win about 4 touchdowns, like 38-10?
They blitzed them. That game was over early. Third quarter, that game, it was one of those games where you get smacked early, and before you know it just gets out of hand.
Aaron Rodgers threw what, 4 or 5 interceptions all year? Something like that?
That's normal for him. Yeah, he doesn't throw that many.
Half of them were against Tampa.
Yeah.
He had like 2 or 3 in that game. So
and he got the memory of an elephant. He ain't gonna forget that.
He ain't gonna forget?
He not gonna forget that. I wouldn't be shocked if they come out first drive score.
Yeah.
And he just
it's gonna be a good game. Yeah, I agree. Look, it's gonna be a great game. We'll see. But like I said, we are gonna get a young guy versus an old guy in Super Bowl 55 down in Tampa. I actually think it'd be good for fodder and for just the media, for the hype of the game, to actually have Tampa playing in that home game in the Super Bowl. But Rodgers against Mahomes wouldn't be bad either. So
State Farm would absolutely have a field day.
Oh my God! Do you know the marketing capabilities?
That's that marketing, Willie.
Do you know the marketing capabilities?
My goodness, State Farm will have a field day with that.
What? Could you imagine being State Farm? Drooling.
Yeah.
Drooling.
Wow. And you know what? That's actually the favorite matchup right now. It would have to be Green Bay versus KC. So we're talking about the quarterbacks. Another great quarterback, calling it a career, definitely a Hall of Fame quarterback. Never made it to the Super Bowl. We're talking about Phillip Rivers, 9 children, 17 years in the league. God
Thanks
bless that
for
woman.
my child.
Yeah. Hey, Willie, that's what I'm talking about. 16 years with the Chargers and 1 season last season with Indianapolis. Going to coach high school football. Is it in Alabama? I guess is where you're going? High school football, is that right?
Yeah, I think that's where they are. Yes.
He's from Alabama, or I think he's got a home in Nashville, but I think he's from like Alabama or something like that, or somewhere down south. What are you guys' thoughts on Phillip Rivers and his career? Definitely Hall of Fame. Came up a little short. I was there in 07 when he played without and basically a torn ACL, MCL in that game. They came up short, about 8 points short of the Patriots in that game. Threw some dimes. LT was a little banged up in that game.
Yeah, that's
well.
LT was hurt, right?
Yeah, he got hurt early in that game. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on Phillip Rivers, man, in his career, 17 years in the league?
Great career, tremendous player, tough, playing torn ACL, doesn't curse, and now you're seeing a lot of
everything else but that.
Yeah.
I mean, gets right up to the line.
That's a trash talking fool right there, and I like it. He'll patch on top of the helmet. Love it.
Yeah. And I think you're seeing videos are coming. I saw some on Instagram where some of his great mic'd up moments, and he's like talking and stuff. And
hilarious.
You're seeing a lot of the respect of his peers are giving him right now. Everyone can't win the Super Bowl, but he's had a tremendous career. He's been great to San Diego while he was there. Father. I mean, he would have liked, that's the kind of guy you root for to win one. But unfortunately, he's not able to win one. 17 years, he says, it's time to go. It was him, Eli Manning, Ben Roethlisberger is the last guy out of the 3. They were all drafted at the same time.
04, yep.
Yep. So it's time. It's time for him to go. And yeah, he'll be in the Hall. I don't know if he'll be a first ballot, but he will definitely get in the Hall someday.
Yeah, Kels, I just remember the throwing motion. That side arm, just it was weird.
He got it there, though. That's the crazy thing.
He did. Had some zip on it, too.
You were like, no way. You were like, how does he do that?
From here, yeah, just how about the bolo tie, Kelly?
Oh, yeah. That was his thing.
You remember that, the bolo tie?
Yeah. No, I think football is losing / gaining because, I mean, he's not going anywhere really, but a phenomenal personality. I'm excited for him to coach high school football. I think he'll be able to impart some amazing knowledge onto a generation of kid that needs it. And he's from Decatur, Alabama. I looked it up.
Yep.
So imagine telling your friends like Phillip Rivers is my new coach. Like that actually will give them, more pride to play. So I think it's great. And I think it's good that he has a plan of, giving back because he doesn't have to do anything. So I love his personality. Hilarious. I was watching like they're on some mic'd up stuff and I'm like, yo, he's funnier than I thought. Like you always know he's charismatic. He didn't win a Super Bowl, but some people never make it to the playoffs in their whole career. So phenomenal career and wish him the absolute best.
Yeah, 06
insurance.
06 and 07. I think 06 had the best record in the league. New England went out there. I was out there. I went out there and upset them. So that was when they did the lights out dance out there in San Diego.
Sean Merriman.
Sean Merriman, yeah.
Over 63,000 yards. I mean, great career.
Hey, Willie, Phillip Rivers, man, Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah, he'll make it, and it was funny because I always like what Derwin said that he didn't curse either. It reminded me of the LL Cool J album, 14 Shots to the Dome, where he didn't cuss, right? But he said everything else on there, right? That's how it had Backseat of My Jeep. Come on, man. You talking about you not cussing, you got Backseat of My Jeep on an album? Come on, man. Like, so
Wordsmith.
Yeah. So again, but also too, like LL Cool J, when you start talking about the greats and the guys that had really, really good careers, sometimes their charisma sort of overcomes the fact that these guys were very, very productive. And when we have these conversations about the greats in hip hop, LL Cool J is somehow not at the table when he should be. And I feel like Phillip Rivers also, with his contributions to the game from a statistical standpoint, is in that conversation for a guy that should be in the Hall and definitely deserves some adulation there. Like this energy, if you played another position, that's energy that you could certainly feed off of when you're watching your quarterback be the first person into the battle, right? So I like that. Again, so good for him. Had a great career. Looking forward to seeing what's next for sure.
Yeah, I think over 400 touchdown passes. I believe 421, fifth all time. So yeah, great numbers, great stats. Definitely going into the Hall of Fame. I guess we'll see him in 2025, 2026, somewhere around there. And I think he during his retirement, he says, "Hey, I'm going to coach high school football." That's pretty much what he said. So what I remember about Phillip Rivers, the ACL MCL game against New England AFC Championship game back in January 2008, also was when they moved to Los Angeles. He stayed in San Diego.
He did.
And drove up to LA every day and would watch film in a vehicle that was retrofitted so he can watch film and stuff like that. The dedication to his family. Yeah. Surely he's dedicated to that family and that wife, right, Kelly? With 9 kids, that's some true dedication right there.
Bro, I can't even imagine being pregnant 9, like,
I don't think
she
I've done it
needs a
9 times in my
ceremony.
life, to be honest with you.
Anyway, she needs a ceremony.
Yeah, she needs her flowers now.
Yes, now.
This is Rivers. There we go. Flowers. All right, guys. Compete for everyone. Black News. We're gonna get out here early tonight.
Look at us.
That's how it's gonna be, man. Hey, 8:00 and we shutting it down. Compete for everyone. Black News Channel this weekend. Coach K. Saturday, Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern as well. Black News Channel. 65, 70 million homes across the country. Direct TV Channel 342, ATT Uverse. Comcast Xfinity, also Charter and Spectrum cable systems as well. I did say Dish Network as well. So yeah, episode 34, Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern. It is the Madden Electric City Classic featuring Derwin Worrell. Kids call him Dagwood. That's I just want to hear A. Willie laugh. You laugh every time we say Dagwood.
Yeah. You know what I laugh like? It's literally laughing like when you were a kid and you and your friends. Yeah, but I already told you, man, I was a dude that always got in trouble for laughing inappropriately. Somebody getting in trouble in class, I start laughing, I get in trouble.
Right.
It's always the second man. It's never the first.
Exactly. It's the reaction. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so Dagwood doing his thing, this event at Rivers Casino in Schenectady. Did a good job too. I love Derwin with the Mad, man, because he pours his heart into it, man. He's just like us. He treats it just like regular football. He calls them out when he has to. Pays attention. We got the Madden League coming up in 2 weeks, 2 weekends. So we start season 55 playoffs.
Okay.
Yep.
Coming up.
I'll be there.
Ace.
Yep. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure, guys. Have a great weekend. Any final shout-outs? We'll start with the lady first. Kelly Wells Brickley. Yeah.
Shout out to the husband. Love
I
you,
was about to say, you
sweetheart.
better shout out Jasper.
Love you, sweetheart.
Jasper, if you're watching, what up? What it do, baby?
Yeah, shout out to all my HBCUers out there. Major love. We just had a wonderful inauguration.
Yeah.
We did it, Joe.
Pearls everywhere.
We did it,
The
Joe.
pearls and the chucks.
Pearls and chucks.
We got some pretty good views on Instagram when I posted it the other day, so that was pretty good.
It made me laugh all over again.
It did. You made it, and then Kelly was like, "Oh, you sound." OG was like, "Oh, Kelly sounds just like the woman." I'm like, "Actually, she does. That's the crazy part." We did it, Joe. I'm sorry, that was a little over the top, but it worked. I mean, I voted for him.
No, it's not.
Well, I mean,
to be the president, a lot, and you got to wait 6 whole days to find out.
That's a good point. Dagwood. Shout out to the wife.
Yeah, shout out to the wife. Shout out to my son. Shout out to my son's school, Success Academy, Bergen Beach, doing a tremendous job teaching these kids during this pandemic.
Karnowski, the city
of Canarsie.
Do you do that on purpose? Huh? Is that like do you say it?
I do now. I do now. At the beginning, I just didn't know any better, but now it's like,
okay.
Yeah.
Just wondering.
I just hope that the beginning got a new president, and hopefully we're on the track of getting better as a nation, getting control of this COVID, and let these kids get, people getting back to some kind of normalcy. Maybe the kids could play again in the playground and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. So I'm praying and I'm hopeful for that for the rest of the year.
Cool. Hey, Willie, get us out of here. Any final thoughts?
Hey, what D said, I'm all in on all that, what he said. I'm all in.
All right. Thanks to everybody watching. Coach K, always, that's my guy, man. We've been rocking together. Damn, Coach K, almost 5 years now, 4.5.
It'd be also almost 5. Yeah.
4. I met you September of 2016. I'll never forget. Who can forget your crazy ass? That's my guy, Coach K. Love for my brother. We'll talk later on this weekend. Hey, get on episode 35, dog. Go ahead and download it and start working on it, man.
Hey, it's rendered, ready to get chopped up.
Okay, just checking. Coach K back there pushing all the right buttons. Kelly Wells Brinkley down there in Houston. She is not in the Harris County Jail. She's in her own home.
Not.
Above the jail.
Not. The only way I'd be in there is if I was on 60 days in.
Okay. All right.
Because I'll never go to jail.
Durham Worrell out there in Karnowski, hanging out with our Ivinson sister out there in Bed-Stuy. And A. Willie in a bunker, undisclosed in Dalworth. Thanks to everybody watching. Shout out to Jess, JV out there in Manhattan. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it the last 3 days. And thank all of you all for watching as well for the last 3 days. We'll see you on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, guys. Thanks for watching esportsXTRA, the only live call-in sports show talking traditional sports, esports, and gaming. See you Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern for more esportsXTRA. Have a good one. Make it a great weekend. Bye.